Good morning, beautiful people. What's up, Kendrick? Good morning. What's up, Brittany? Good morning. Good morning. Did y'all see Brittany doing a early morning session? I appreciate Brittany stepping out and saying, you know what, Coach, put me in the game. Put me in the game. And I'm okay with doing one of the morning sessions. And so thank you so much, Brittany, for stepping up like that. I had plans on doing a series of continuation on talks, but haven't been able to schedule them all in. And so there are a few more people that I'm wanting to do some more talks with, but the future looks great, guys. The future looks incredible. Good morning to each and every one of you. Kendrick, listen, we got to work out together, brother. All right, this is Thanksgiving week. Let's go ahead and push some iron. Listen, Kendrick, I got that goal, brother. I got that goal. I'm going after something. Okay. My surgery, I lost 15 pounds. With that said, guess what I'm a little bit closer to? Guess what I'm a little bit closer to? A little bit ripped. In other words, I'm closer to my six-pack. I'm closer to my six-pack. So guess what I'm going to do, Kendrick? I'm going to lean in on it. I'm going to lean in on it, and I'm going to take advantage with having lost 15 pounds to going ahead and just tuning up and working on getting the six-pack in place. And so I love you guys. Thank you guys for showing up and being a part of these early morning sessions. What a year. What a year it has been. What a year that's been. And I've been encouraging people, chip every day in little ways. small forms of improvement. Every day, in little ways, small forms of improvement. That's all you got to do. Miss Jocelyn, that's all. That's all. Mother Katie, that's all. That's the difference maker. Consistently doing little things right. Oh man. Let me say it again. Consistently. Somebody needs to write that down. Consistently doing small things well will give you an amazing life. Okay? Oh man. So you don't want to just do one or two things well. You know, you don't want to just do one or two things well. It's just chip. When it comes to declutterizing your environment, when you want to declutter your space, one of the things they teach, Brittany, about declutterizing your environment is everything has a place, and you want to put everything in its proper place. So for my wife and I, when I'm home, one of the things I would do is, as soon as I get home, I put the keys on the key rack. I put my phone on the phone stand. My watch on the watch stand. My shoes in the space where we have assigned for shoes. Okay? And so, Miss Sybil, consistently doing small things well will give you an amazing life. See, a lot of people say, I don't like where I am, coach. I don't like where I am. And what they haven't realized, Miss Sybil, what they haven't realized, Miss Cynthia, is that they have ignored a bunch of small things. They've ignored a bunch of small things. And then they woke up one morning, Vito, they woke up one morning and they said, I want a better life. I want a better life, and I want a better life now. The unfortunate thing is they're not willing, Jamal, they're not willing to become committed to doing small things well. They're not committed to doing small things well. Something small can be as simple as drinking your sufficient amount of water. Something small. Something small is when you get up in the morning, you fix your bed as soon as you get out of your bed. I fix my bed as soon as I get out of my bed. My wife cracked me up because I was home not doing well for more than a week, recovering. And Brittany, she cracked me up because she said I would get up, fix my bed, only to go in the front, watch TV, or sit in the kitchen for maybe an hour or two, and then come right back to the bed. And she's like, well, you know, you're going to go back to the bed about 4 or 5 times within the day. But guess what? I have developed a discipline. Jamal, I have developed a commitment to, as soon as I finish using a plate, I wash the plate. As soon as I get up out of my bed, I fix the bed. Do you get it? Do you get it? And so it's a discipline. It's a discipline. This morning, I wanna give, okay? I want to give a strong emphasis. Okay, I want to give strong emphasis to breaking free, because I think 2024 is going to be that elevated year. I'm going to talk about some things in 2024. It's going to make some people uncomfortable. But here's the deal. They've been so comfortable that it has kept them settled for too long. And after a while, you get in this comfortable state that even the voices of instruction that should be challenging you to grow, we normalize their instruction to where it becomes familiar. And because the wisdom that is being given is familiar, we don't grasp the importance of it. And so you are being given truth, but your life isn't being transformed by the truth that is being given to you, because you have made yourself familiar with the content. You've made yourself familiar with the instructor. You have made yourself comfortable in how you are doing life. Let me tell you something. Days are expensive. A day wasted Brittany, a day wasted is a day you'll never have again. But here's the deal. Accelerated activity must be in place. Let me say it again. Accelerated activities must be put in place for the person who wants a fast return. In other words, you tell yourself, I don't have time to waste. Days are expensive. I don't have time to waste. So when other people can lollygag and hang out and do nothing for a day or for a week or even for a month, you're not on that kind of run. Okay? And so for those of us who are wanting more, you're going to have to pay attention to your second, minutes, and hours. Write that down. This next season of my life, I'm paying attention to my seconds, my minutes, my hours. Seconds, minutes, and hours. I mentioned Jamal. I mentioned in 2024, they're going to say Miller money hungry, but it's not going to be money hungry. I'm going to be money focused. Okay, because where your focus goes, your attention flows. But here's the deal: what you give attention to, you would increase the chances of doing well in that area. And one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to putting focus on an area that is very important, and that is to not live below my financial acquisition level. There's a level that I should have already been at, but I haven't acquired it because I've been playing comfortable. I've been playing small. I've been leaning in too softly, too lightly, too conservatively. And so we're going to talk some talk in 2020. We're going to talk some talk in 2024 that we, traditionally, most people may have not heard me talk that way. But listen, guys, we got to get out of our comfort zone. And you got to remind ourselves our next level is on the other side of this comfort that we have settled ourselves in accepting. Okay. So I wrote down a couple of things. Watch this. You can only strike gold if you first accept the fact that you have to dig through dirt. Okay. You can only, let me say it again. You can only strike gold if you first accept the fact that you have to dig through dirt. My Lord. And so you're going to have to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to get your hands dirty. Okay? You're going to have to be willing to embrace the challenge, and understanding embracing the challenge will set the stage for you to pave the way for tremendous success. Okay, one of the greatest things. This I heard Myles Munroe said this, and this has just been ringing so true to me lately. He says one of the greatest tragedies we can enter into is being very successful in the wrong assignment. Being very successful in the wrong assignment. I believe, Miss Phyllis, I believe, Brittany, that there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of things that are not what they should be doing. I think there are a lot of people who are not where they should be, but they've figured out how to survive from a society standpoint, but they don't even like themselves. They don't like who they've become, and they don't like even where they're heading. They're not even motivated. They're not inspired. And what I'm wanting is, I don't want to do the wrong thing well. I want to do the right things well. I want to live a life that is every aspect centered around purposeful living. Write that word down. Purposeful living. Purposeful living. Everything has a why. Why are you doing this? I was talking to a client yesterday and I said, everything you do moving forward, it's win-win. And so there is no agreement before you realize that there is benefit for me and there is benefit for you. Because Miss Sybil, Miss Carol, I have met so many people who feel overtaken because they've given much energy or effort to assisting humanity. I give my last to my children. Oh, I help my significant other. Oh, I give everything to the church. Oh, I give everything to the organization. People just constantly use me. And I'm like, why are they using you at this age? Why are they taking advantage of you at this stage? Why don't you use your head? And they said, what do you mean use your head? I'm saying, why don't you look at everything before you agree to anything? Win-win. Win-win. Something is in it for you. Something is in it for me. And that's how I like to flow. I want to flow with purposeful living. In other words, I'm engaged in everything that I'm engaged in because I want to be engaged in it, because it's a part of what I've agreed to. And I believe that there is a win in it for me, but I believe also there is a win in it for you. Win-win. Let me teach this again. Let me say this with confidence again. Win-lose is not a good place to be. If I'm winning and you losing, eventually you're going to grow some remorse. You're going to hate me. You're going to have some bad vibes coming off. Miller just suckering me. Miller just suckering me. And let me tell you something. You ain't going to like that. You ain't going to like that. You ain't going to like it if I... Listen, I've been doing this long enough. And let me tell you something. I tell people, I've had a lot of people who walk alongside me over the years. And I'll tell them straight up. I don't want to just be the only one coming up. Miss Carol, you've seen people alongside me. When Nazuri came in and worked with me, Nazuri came up and I came up. When Frederick Johnson came and worked alongside me, I was coming up. Frederick Johnson was coming up. I can call off a whole list of names. While I was coming up, they was coming up. While they was coming up, I was coming up. I don't believe in suckering people. Okay? I'm not in it for me alone. I tell people, listen, look at this thing and ask yourself, how can you get a win out of this? How can you get a win out of this? So answer the question. I've asked a number of my clients, why? Have you identified 5 to 8 benefits of doing this? So that when you feel discouraged, when you feel down in your spirit, when your mind starts to play tricks on you, you weren't forced to do this. You were inspired to do this because there was enough in it for you, even if this thing went awry, even if it went to an angle that you weren't too fond about. It's called win-win. And the people who have sad stories to talk about how they feel as though they didn't win, it's your fault. I told somebody a couple of months ago, I said, wait, I did this for 15 years and here's what happened to me. Nothing happened for me. And the person said, well, that was your fault. And they were telling the truth. And they were telling the truth. They were telling the truth. Somebody said this. I asked a group of people to work with me, and somebody came and worked with me, Minister Carol. Somebody came to do an event with me, and we didn't have no financial agreement. We didn't have no financial agreement. You'll find this funny. So at the end of the meeting, somebody said, well, Miller don't pay. And so they said, Miller don't pay. He don't like to pay. And I said, and somebody called me. They said, Miller, you don't like to pay? I said, of course I pay. They said, but somebody said you don't like to pay. I said, no, that's not true. I don't pay if I didn't agree to pay. Let me say it again. Jamal, did you hear that? This is business 101. If I didn't agree to pay, I'm not going to pay. But I always pay what I agree to pay. And I say, so if you and I are doing business and we didn't agree to do any transition of money, then I'm not going to be passing money out because we didn't agree to money. There was no money terms. If money terms were placed on the table, then I'm going to follow through on the money terms that I agreed. I've never agreed to pay somebody something that I didn't pay them. Never, ever. I've been doing this for 25 plus years. If I agree to pay you something, I'm going to pay you. But if I didn't agree to pay you something and you didn't get paid, should I do something for you? That's a plus. But that, Juanita Bynum got in trouble with Bishop Jakes with that crap. Because, okay, you think he should do when the truth is it wasn't the agreement. And some people, you got to realize, look at the agreement. And that's why when I do agreements, I like to look at it as win-win. Can you see yourself in this win? Can I see myself in this as a win? Can we all walk away saying that was amazing? Win-win. Okay? So don't do the wrong thing well and think you're going to be successful. That's not how it works. You're going to have to do something that's going to make you hurt. You're going to have to do something that's going to push pain out of you. This surgery was a major part of that. But now, this next season of my life, I found that the topics that I'm having to lean into, Minister Carol, is going to be topics that's a little bit uncomfortable for me. They're a little bit painful because they're going to hurt some of my family feelings. They're going to hurt some of my friends' feelings. They're going to get some of my religious associates in their feelings. And they're moving me into a very uncomfortable place. Because I don't know, good God Almighty, why in the world every single time people that I know that have done really well financially, as soon as they hit a bump in the road, they have a crisis. You're not learning. You're not learning. And I'm going to call that stuff out and say, well, as a culture, we just all come together when everybody going through. No, we don't just should come together when everybody's going through. We should learn how to help people from not going through so much. How about, watch this? If Jamal discovered a principle to not have a crisis every month, then everybody around Jamal should be asking Jamal, what did you learn that stopped you from having such crisis-driven life? If Minister Carol has identified principles for winning that has moved her from being a problematic person, for people around her, rather than sneer at her and think she is better than people, why not lean in and says, hey, I noticed that you're not problematic. What got you living above that problematic behavior? Because here's the deal. There are a lot of people living at a very low state, which is a problematic state. And that term, birds of a feather, flock together. So a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable for a while because I'm going to call it as it is. Okay? And you're going to have to call it as it is. I don't like where I am in regards to certain aspects of my life, but it's because I've been afraid to address the elephant in the room. Okay? So with our financial workshop that's coming up, this is the first time in my life. I've been studying it for years, I know the principles. But then I says every month, because I know me. This is how I learn. This is how I bring about life for me. If I teach about it, I want to be about it. If I'm a be about it, I want to see the manifestation of it. So I know people who I'll never touch that subject. And the reason why is because they don't want to live up to the subject that they're touching. I'm the opposite. If I touch the subject, then I want to live up to the subject that I'm touching. And one of the subjects is, why haven't I made $1 million in a year? Why haven't I made $1 million in a year to look at myself and says, I'm a millionaire? Whereas $1 million, Maria, is not hard to make. It's not. So I'm going to break that whole thing down and I'm going to move myself into that uncomfortable subject matter to learn how to talk and do business and deal with money on another level. Now, somebody say, well, that's hard, Millard, because, people are going to think, listen, I am responsible for my potential. Write that down. Maria, you are responsible for your potential. Brittany, you are responsible for your potential. Jamal, you are responsible for your potential. Right now, you could be the person doing the best in your family. You could be doing the best in your community. You could be doing the best in your church. You could be doing the best from your high school. That has nothing to do with your potential. Your potential may have it that you may end up being the best in your country. You may be the best male that you know. You may end up going at the height of Colonel Sanders at a certain stage in his life where he learned something that now the world is talking about forever. You can't be afraid to lean in on your potential, which is your determining drive mechanism on a daily basis. I am not about comparing myself with others. I'm about trying to be the best me that I can be. Okay? I'm trying to be the best me. So I wrote down a couple of things, okay? Don't be afraid of the pain that comes from going through the next level. I'm talking to myself here. Okay? Don't be afraid of the pain that comes with growth. I'm talking to myself. Don't be afraid of the pain that comes with getting better with age. Discomfort comes with growth, discomfort. I teach growing trees lose leaves. Write that down, somebody. That's a word for somebody. I said it before, but it's worth saying again. Growing trees lose leaves. And discomfort is a part of growth. It's called growing pains, discomfort. And some people, I don't want anybody to be mad with me. Then you're going to stay small. You're going to not elevate. Let me tell you something. Some people ain't going to like you not because of who you are, because of the childhood trauma they haven't addressed. And every time they see you, the things that they haven't addressed in themselves is irritated by the fact that you are delivered where they're still struggling. And they got an issue because you are on your run and they just stuck. And they all up in their feelings. And you are not responsible for them. As much as I love, listen, I love a lot of people. I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible for my mother. I'm not responsible for my son. I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible for my siblings. I'm not responsible for the boys who went to school with me, the boys who grew up with me on Soldier Road. Listen, but I'm responsible for me, my wife, and my daughter under this roof. My son is 21. He could choose not to talk to me another day in his life. He could choose to move on. And let me tell you something, that would be his right. I did my part. I'm free to accept the fact that I'm not going to live so limited with this whole view of knowing that I need to do what is right. And some people will hold you at the throat and cause you to live below your potential because you're trying to please them. You're trying to get caught up with getting the thumbs up from them. And some people will never give you a thumbs up. Some people are assigned by the devil to never give you a thumbs up. They can't compliment you because they envy you. They jealous of you. You got less going for you, but they don't even know it because they so despise you that they sit at the table with you, and the only thing they can do is criticize you. The only thing they can do is wait until you're not at the table to talk about the little that you're doing. But the truth is, your life should not be about other people's opinion. I said this last year, that we're going to a place where we don't refer to other people's and their thoughts about us as the governing factor on how we show up in the world. Okay? We're not going to constantly, but coach, what will people think? That's childish. That's elementary. You got to get past that. You got to get past that. Listen, man, listen. Some people don't like you, not because you're a problem. It's because they haven't dealt with their own internal issues. And that's why you got to pray for them. When someone don't like you, the best thing you could do is just pray for them. Father, I don't know what's going on with my brother. I don't know what's going on with my sister, but I bless him now in the name of Jesus. Pray for his marriage. Pray for his finances. Pray for his health. Pray for his peace of mind. May you bring it all together for her and bring it all together for them in Jesus' name. I'm going to let them be. And I love them with the love of the Lord. And my goal in 2024, I almost want to get emotional. I was talking to a client last week. And I mentioned to the client 4 times in the conversation. And I said, we're going into 2024, not negatively speaking about anybody. We ain't talking negative about anybody. Because here's the deal, that takes energy from you and that lessens you when you could talk negative about somebody. So I'm going to start disciplining myself. The negative talk or thoughts about people, I'm pulling that down. And I'm talking about from me. No more negative talk about anybody. And that's biblical. Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are, think on these things. Whatsoever things are pure, I'm going to put that scripture out there tomorrow. But remind yourself, you have to get your hands dirty. And getting your hands dirty is telling people, I don't talk like that no more. I don't talk like that no more. I don't live like that no more. I don't do business like that no more. And some people, you may not want to tell them. You just need to block them. Okay? Some people, you just got to realize Don't be afraid, Joanne, of the pain that comes with getting better with age. I've been getting this surgery done for 10 years. For 10 years. Bought me a Mercedes, didn't get the surgery done. Bought me a Louis Vuitton bag, didn't get the surgery done. Travel around the world, didn't get the surgery done. But needed the surgery done. And yet I'm teaching health is wealth. Don't do that, Ricardo. Don't do that. Go ahead and put in the work to make sure that the most valuable thing you got is your health. Another thing, guys, you got to take care of your peace of mind. If you ain't making no money, that's going to come back and bite you. You got to tell yourself, listen, don't be afraid to do business. Don't be afraid. In 2024, do business. I believe every ambassador, a part of effective living, you need multiple streams of income. Okay, you need multiple streams of income. You want to be able to do whatever God encourages you to do to bless and to serve humanity. Multiple streams of income. Get yourself to the point where, listen, if it's something you need to do, set yourself up to do it because you are responsible for it. But the whole concept, 2024, I think last year I talked about this is the year we're not going to be talking about people, what, that whole term, what they say, what they going to think. We broke that. We broke the spirit of that. We don't live under that anymore. If you've been around here for a while, we don't live on what people think no more. Now, 2024, I want to challenge us to live above the prey. We don't do negative talking about people. We see it. The Bible said, mark them that cause confusion among you. You could be disappointed. You can identify a snake as a snake, a wolf as a wolf, a devil as a devil, but you don't have to entertain that with small talking. Ooh, Miller. Anyhow, persistence fuels progress, and your determination is what's going to light your path. You have to be very determined. Okay, you have to be very persistent. Your feelings cannot be your guide. Your vision, your goals have to be your guide. This is what I'm giving myself to. This is what I'm giving myself to. I am tired of living below my potential. This is what I'm giving myself to. Embrace challenges as opportunity. Okay, Miller is going to challenge me. No negative talking. I'm not doing that. I don't do negative talking no more. Another one is I don't do the verbiage, what people think. And I don't care which people that is. Then watch it. Remember, each action has a reaction. And that's the reason why you have to be careful what you do. Each action has a reaction. So remember, we're going to grow past where we are to go to that next level. I pray to God that all of you guys, as many of you as possible, will make every effort to be out. If you're in the Dallas area, to this upcoming financial workshop, it's free. This is my last workshop doing free. I ain't doing no more free workshops. 2024, I'm too old to be doing free workshops. Okay, I ain't doing no more free workshops after this year. No more free workshops. This is my last one. Okay, everything is registration. You pay to play. Okay. I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. See y'all tomorrow. Remember, guys, hey, growing pains. Push yourself past your comfort zone and do the things you need to do, because your life is going to reflect the decisions you've chosen to make to get you to where you're trying to go. You are responsible for creating the life you desire. God bless you. Bye-bye.